How's it going? James from Smoke and Face Pelt Outdoors, back with another video today. Hopefully you'll find it interesting. This is something I've been looking forward to for about 6 months. I'm ahead of schedule. I didn't actually expect to receive the pack until about a week ago. I got it about a month and a half early. Was able to get it sent off and have the Hellcat conversion done and get it back. And today is the inaugural outing. I played with it in my backyard and at my house, loaded it up, put it on, fitted it. But today is the first outing where I've actually taken it into the woods. And I've done about 1.25 miles up the trail. So round trip, about a 2.5 mile trip today. And I can tell you from the first run up this trail, this is not an advanced trail by any means, but it's certainly a high moderate. Not super steep, but a lot of up and down, a lot of loose rock and gravel. So it's a good place to take this out and test this, and I am unbelievably impressed with this Ruck build. Give you an overview of what this is. Malcolm Coder of the Hidden Woodsman. This is his 2018 Gen 1 Deep Woods Ruck. This is a 65-liter rucksack. It's a single main compartment, a full mesh under lid pocket, and 2 enormous side pouches. They are not removable, but they are fantastic, and they are adjustable. So you can get a lot. I mean, these aren't even stuffed full yet. I could cram more into both of them if I needed to. And when I do the loadout and you see the gear that's actually in here, how much there is, it's pretty unbelievable. But anyway, the Deep Woods Ruck from Malcolm Coder, and then from Chad Redding at Ruck Rabbit Outdoors. I contracted Chad to do my Hellcat conversion. I had never done anything with an Alice frame. I'm not super familiar with them. I mean, I've done some online research or whatever. I'm not completely ignorant about them, but I would rather have it done right the first time. So I contracted with Chad to get the parts and do the build for me to make sure that it was built right. And let me tell you, it was money. Over the last year, I've been trying to get my kit size. I'm not a minimalist, and I'm not probably even a true reductionist. I like my luxuries. I'm almost always kit heavy, but I've really worked on getting kit that is lighter and condenses, packable puffy down, titanium. So I'm trying to get weight down and get it where it condenses better, it stacks or it nests, and so I decided instead of going with the 115-liter pack, which is about the same price, I was going to do something unusual and go to a more traditional Ruck build. And so I went with Malcolm Coder's Deep Woods Ruck, the original generation, because I wanted the Alice frame mount, and contracted with Chad to do the build. So let's kind of go over the build. Probably the most noticeable part of it up front is the MSS carrier pouch. Now, I don't use the MSS. There's not anything wrong with that. First, what is the MSS? If you don't know what that is the military's modular sleep system, MSS. In the MSS, you have the carrier, and while I don't use the actual MSS system, the carrier pouch is fantastic, and that's part of the Hellcat build. And so in here today, I have my hammock, I have my my puffy down sleeping bag, I have my pillow, and I have my AquaQuest Defender 10x10 tarp. Unbelievable amount of gear stuffed in, and it's compressed really tiny. So I've got a complete shelter and sleep system in here, and if I weren't going to be, and I'm not spending the night, but I wanted to bring it out with a full load so I could test it. So normally if I'm just doing a day hike and I'm not going to be carrying anything to sleep overnight, this would be empty, and it crunches up, rolls up, and secures. You strap it in, and it secures right to the bottom and the frame, and so it weighs almost nothing. But then if you need to get firewood or tinder or kindling, and you need a place to pick that up and put it while you're out, you can stuff it in there. You can throw food in there. Whatever. You have this storage space. If you don't need it, you strap it up and move on. So the rest of the build is on the back. And I'm going to turn this around and show you. Let me strap this closed, because we're not really going to do a lot of gear and loadout. I just want to show you the build. So the build is, instead of using the Alice, so you got the Alice frame, but instead of using the Alice straps, you use the Molly straps. And you use the Molly kidney pad and the Molly belt, which is very comfortable, very adjustable, very sturdy, very stable. I am super impressed with this. I like camo, but I don't wear a lot of camo. If I were hunting, that would be different. When I'm just out in the woods, I'm not a big wear camo kind of guy. Occasionally a hat, sometimes a little bit on a shirt, but I don't want to be loaded out in camo. I'm not trying to look militaristic, so I typically wear earth tones. I'm not doing that today. In fact, today's really weird. I'm wearing jeans. I don't ever wear jeans when I go hiking, but the opportunity came up to get out. This pack has been sitting in the back of my truck waiting for an opportunity to get out here and test it, and the opportunity came today, and I wasn't going home. The time came, and I hauled butt out here to get this this hike in and this test in and get this video up. And so I am super impressed. So what I added to this build is my adaptation. The side pockets are more than big enough to put my canteen kit in there and still have room, but I want access to my canteen. I want access quickly. So I have my canteen kit. I have the heavy cover titanium canteen, mess cup, and lid, and then I have a pair of stainless steel fish mouth spreaders so I can hang the bottle over fire. I have a Esbit stove and Esbit tabs and a lighter, and then I also have a little pocket knife for cutting food or whatever if I needed it to process tinder or whatever, a little folding spork. This is kind of my emergency backup kit, because I can cook and I can boil water and it's all there. And I also have a couple little water purification tabs, so if I can't build a fire, I have a way to purify this 1 liter of water. It's 1.1 liter, but I have a way to purify that just by dropping the tablets in and letting them sit for the amount of time. So that's the first thing that I modified, is I added this, and it comes off the strap, but the Molly belt allows me to put that on there so I have access, and I don't have to take up my pack space to get my water in and carry it. I have my water purification kit, which has 3 liter bladders. I have that in here, so if I need to get more water, I actually have 6 liters of bladder capability, 3 liter dirty, 3 liter clean, and the filter system in between. I use the CNOC bladders, water bladders, and the Sawyer squeeze filter, and that's what I have in here, is that setup. I love it. I'm thrilled with it, so that's what I use. The next thing I added on this side is my expanded boo-boo kit. This is my first aid kit. If I'm going to be longer than just a day hike, I'm going to be overnight, I have a little portable first aid kit which has a tourniquet, an Israeli bandage, some more advanced stuff. So I would stick that in the pack if I were going to be overnight or multiple nights. I'm not, so I didn't, but this way I always have my extended boo-boo kit. I have some migraine meds in here. I have some things beyond a normal just Band-Aids and triple antibiotic ointment or Neosporin. I have some extra stuff in there, but it's not a full-blown emergency or first aid kit. Also on here is the Kerr knives, Greg Campbell bushcraft knife. I really like this knife. It is not super heavyweight, it's well balanced, it's comfortable, and it's just a great knife for camp tasks. And so that is actually mounted on my Molly belt for the pack. So if I take this pack, this knife's going with. I have the lanyard that I made for it. The lanyard is actually fire cord, so it's tinder built into there. I don't use a lanyard. I mean, I don't have any room to put my arm in there, my wrist in there. I don't use it for that. But because the sheet is a full a full conceal sheath. Only the very end of the knife hangs out, right at the lanyard hole. I put a lanyard so I can get the knife in and out easily without having to try and grab it and lose it. I can get hold of that, lift it up, get hold of the handle, and pull it out. So, first aid kit, knife, canteen kit. On this strap, I've added this little pouch. It's not anything fancy. It's just a little, basically a comms pouch. I keep my, when I'm going long term for anything, couple days or whatever, I'm going with multiple people, I will keep my two-way radio in here, my walkie-talkie. I have a pair of 26-mile range with NOAA Weather Channel's walkie-talkies that I will keep in here. I keep it up here so it's close to my ear, and I keep the volume quite low so I'm not blasting the volume. But that's the build, the initial run. I have another video coming where I will talk about the loadout for this pack. That'll be coming later this year. I don't know if it'll be next month or the month after. I've got a lot of stuff in the books that I'm trying to get done, but that's not what I want to do today. Oh, the other modification I made, you saw on the front I had the patch panel. That is a Velcro. This is from VanQuest. This is their patch panel. I have not sewn it on yet. I probably will, but I have not yet. I may actually just sew on these little patch strips, the two-sided patch strips. I may just sew those on and not sew the panel. That way I can remove the panel. But it Velcros to the front of this really nicely, and so I haven't sewn it on yet. I haven't decided whether I'm going to or not. I might. But on the back, before I sent it to Chad to do the build of the frame, I sewed on this patch panel so that I could put a couple other patches back here. I have my Lone Cedar Outdoors. Mike, love your channel. Mike and I were up on this trail around Christmas, further that way. We were up here and we did our Christmas coffee talk on this trail. So Mike from Lone Cedar Outdoors, Living to Learn, L2L, guys, you rock. I love this group. Spirit of the Woods, Shane, your group is amazing. The brotherhood there is fantastic. The friendships that I've built there are wonderful. All of these groups have made a huge difference in my life and my journey. On the front patch panel, Grey Wolf Outdoors, Bill Blust and the admin team there. I'm part of the admin team there. Dude, you guys are like family to me. And the group, a bunch of you, Chad, Ash, there's a bunch of you who are like family to me. You make me enjoy doing this, and you're why I come out and do this and film it, because you guys have encouraged me. Bill, you especially, you have been a champion for me from the very beginning, and you are like a brother to me. Paul, my best friend for 30-some years, he's part of the admin team. So each one of these groups is very special to me. Chad from Ruck Rabbit Outdoors has said he's got patches in the works, and so brother, when those are ready, I got room for you, and you'll be right here. You are part of the build of this. You are part of the brain behind making this happen, so you belong on my pack. And all of these groups and all these people have had a huge impact on my time in the outdoors, my desire to be out here, my learning, my skills, referred me to specific gear. So you guys just go find their channels, go find their Facebook pages, join their groups. They're great groups, great people. And if you're interested in doing one of these builds, I will put the information for Chad's YouTube down below in the information section. Reach out to him. He will work with you, find out what you want, give you pricing, and he'll build. He can do this with the Alice packs. There's multiple sizes of the Alice packs. He can do them with the LK35 if he can find them. The LK35, which is a 35-liter pack. The Deepwoods Ruck, if you can come up with them. I don't know how available the first gen is anymore, but if you can come up with them, he can do them with that. He's done this pack. He has a video on his channel. The Deepwoods Ruck in the Earth Brown, like I have. He has it on a 10th Mountain Division frame World War II 10th Mountain Division frame, doing the Hellcat conversion. That's pretty sweet. But Chad is incredible. He stayed in contact with me throughout the entire build process. That's it for this video. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I just want to say, guys, thanks for watching. I'll put links to Grey Wolf, Spirit of the Woods, Lone Cedar, Living to Learn, Chad's Ruck Rabbit Outdoors YouTube, Grey Wolf's YouTube, Living to Learn's YouTube. I'll put all of that stuff in the information section below. If you like the content, give me a thumbs up, subscribe. If you really like the content and want to see stuff that's coming out, I try to put out videos at least once a month. I don't always succeed, but I've been pretty good about it. I do every month a meal of the month where I take Thrive Life freeze-dried food and I make a meal out in the woods, usually up here on this trail. But out in the woods, I come out and I use a camping stove and I make a meal using freeze-dried ingredients, stuff that you can pack and take with you so you can make your own. And that's because I'm gluten-free. My wife is egg and dairy-free. So when we camp, when we go, a lot of the pre-made pack meals like Backpacker's Pantry and Mountain House and Alpine Air, all of those out there, a lot of those, one or the other of us can't eat. Sometimes both of us can't eat it. And so we have the ability to make stuff that we really like to eat and bring it with us. So keep an eye on that. But if you really want to see all the content when it's released, click the little bell down below and you'll get automatic notifications every time I upload content. But check out the guys that I mentioned and the groups that I mentioned, and give them a like and subscribe and join their Facebook groups. They are fantastic people, fantastic groups. Love to share knowledge, love to learn from other people, and have been a huge part of my growth and my learning and my desire to be a part of the bushcraft, woodcraft, outdoor community. Learn and share. Thanks for your time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. Thanks for your comments and feedback. I appreciate all of you. Have a great rest of your day.